Are you thinking of starting a med spa business? Do you own or operate a med spa business and want to figure out how to scale it quickly? See, Projected Growth Consulting's founder, Kelly Smith, has spent the last 20 years as an owner, national speaker, and consultant in this industry. If you're looking for tips you can use to immediately add value to grow your business, tune into this live interview from The Aesthetic Show.
Good morning, I am Dr. Erez Dayan, and I'm here with Kelly Smith, CEO and founder of Projected Growth Consulting. We're very excited to have you.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your company and what got you interested in it.
You know, my background was a business consulting position, and I opened my own Medspa in '99, and I had such a great time with that, and it was a 7-figure business in the first year.
Wow.
And after running that for 5 or 6 years and having that staff of 20, I sold it for a profit and then went into consulting. I love sharing what works and helping people grow their businesses, especially in that I've been there and I really understand what it's like.
Interesting. Well, you know, as a young plastic surgeon, doctors and aesthetic professionals know a lot about their area of expertise, but what I've learned is that we really don't know a lot about all the business components, marketing components. There's so much to know that we're not trained in.
Yes.
So what kind of services do you offer, or what's your advice to someone coming out into the aesthetic market?
Well, it's a lot easier to start the right way than correcting, right? But we work with about 50 clients a month nationally, and we do everything from on-site events to financial planning, marketing strategy plans, and a lot of it is done virtually. And so the top 10 problems that I find, that's why I wrote the book, Top 10 Profit Killers, is really those areas that you can either fix or avoid altogether. So a clear financial plan, how to motivate your staff and define their positions, how to set them up for success, as well as marketing, social media, and investing in your people. Because when you create the right team and they're really working for you, it's a lot easier to successfully run those companies.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
I'm actually excited to read this book myself. Could you tell us a little bit about it and what made you want to write it and sort of the background of it?
Sure. Well, I've been in the industry 20 years now, and after helping thousands of offices, you see the same trends as far as what's going on, and it occurred to me that, gosh, we write these annual marketing plans in a 45-minute session all the time. And the more I thought about it, I thought, you know, these are really 1-hour solutions for the top 10 problems. And we measure everything we do. I'm all about the implementation, because you can read about what to do, and many times we know what to do, but it's the getting it done that's the challenge. You know
Execution.
What to do, but finding the time and a method to get that done.
Absolutely.
And so my goal with this book is, whether it's financial planning or staffing and growing your staff or creating an annual marketing plan, that each chapter is kind of a 1-hour solution in order to create that strategy, and then of course you work at implementation. But diagnosing the problem is the first step. So we do a lot of self-assessments, and this book is the top 10 challenges, and so you rate yourself so that you can prioritize, what do I really need to start with? Because you can't fix everything in a business all at once, and it shifts and changes over the quarter. So my goal is to take a look at it and see where you should really start, and then pick one at a time.
Well, that's great. I mean, I think that looking at it as a 1-hour solution to the top 10 problems in particular is really useful, because our lives are all so busy, and you really need to just get in there and target the issue and target the solution. What's your favorite part about consulting?
Getting to meet so many amazing people and help them grow their businesses. I love growing my staff. The better people they are personally as well as business, the more they can help other businesses. And so it's wonderful to watch a business grow 30% or more in 90 days, and to fix those problems that they've been struggling with for a long time. Just like as a doctor, it's that intake, it's the H&P. What do they really need? And giving them a way to fix it quickly, there's so much thankful and gratitude, and it's just really rewarding.
That's excellent. And what spectrum of aesthetic professionals do you work with? Is it mainly doctors? Is it nurse practitioners? What's your kind of cohort?
Well, we work with plastic surgeons, dermatologists, med spas. We work with a lot of non-core that move into elective. As we know, that's happening a lot. And we work with the staff as well, but it's a lot of times with the owner and the marketing manager, the office manager. We do a lot of sales training as well. We have online courses because staff training is a really big issue, and it's rinse and repeat.
Right.
And one of the challenges is we forget to do that regularly. So that we work directly with staff and with the patients, closing consultations. So everybody,
that's wonderful. Yeah,
from A to Z.
I'm excited about talking to you after the show.
Absolutely.
What would be, a couple pearls of advice that you could give someone starting in practice? From a selfish standpoint, I'm curious to see what you would suggest.
Absolutely. Well, I think, really taking the time to create a clear plan. And a lot of times we're moving so fast that we don't do that. And I agree that in med school, you want to help patients.
Right.
And so sometimes the finance business, the marketing, finance, and operations are not your strongest area, and we all avoid what we're not totally comfortable with.
Right.
That's natural, right? So a clear plan, at least for revenue goals, and to look at what you're doing on a weekly basis before the month is over, because profit and losses are a historical account, and you can't change anything. And then the other part that I think is so critical is clearly defining the roles for your staff, so that you can hold them accountable and make them successful. In a small office as a startup, a lot of times we only have a few people and we want them wearing all the hats.
Right.
And we don't take the time to define, so they step on each other's toes, and sometimes there's conflict, and it's usually a lot of female staff. So if we can take the time to provide the clarity of here's where we're trying to go, here's your role in doing that, and I'm here to coach you and make sure I've got you in the right spot. And if you don't have them in the right spot, then it's your job to move them to the right spot and capitalize on what they're really good at. We don't take a scrub tech and because they have extra time, put them on the front desk, although we see that a lot, and then we're shocked that they don't like people and they're not very friendly and they're not outgoing. Well, if you really love being a scrub tech, you don't really want to be dealing with people all the time.
Right.
So assess who they are, don't try to change their personalities because that's not going to work. So you just get to be a better person at deciding who's really naturally a fit to the position and then help them be successful.
I mean, your advice really resonates with me because, for me as an example, I spent almost a decade training in medicine, and we get really good at that, but doctors in particular don't always understand that skill set is not always transferable. And when we work in other practices that are already mature, they've already worked out all those kinks.
Yes,
and
there's
you take
a lot
it
of
for
things
granted.
going on that you don't even realize are happening.
Right, and in many practices, unfortunately, there's a lot of turnover for the exact reason you're saying. The goals are not well defined, the employees aren't really sure what they're supposed to be doing, and it's really the responsibility of the person in charge to clearly define the role and goals of everybody.
As much as we don't like it, the stranglehold on any small business is the owner's capacity and where they're at and their skill set. So you don't have to be good at everything, but you do need to hire people that complement those areas that maybe are not an interest or that aren't your specialty. So having a really good spa manager or facility manager and going through the time with them to create a clear plan, that's a wonderful way to approach it because there is a lot to do to create a profitable practice.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's really been an absolute pleasure learning from you and speaking with you, and I'm excited to read your book, The Top 10 Profit Killers by Kelly Smith, CEO and founder of Projected Growth Consulting. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Want more information about how PGC can help your business grow? Click the link in the description to visit our website for free resources, or click to grab a copy of Kelly's book for free. Want to make sure you don't miss our next video? Click the subscribe button now. We post new videos every single Wednesday.